Okay, now. Hi, I'm Tom Rako, and this is my co-host, Sideswipe. His legal name is Chosen L. Hugh Arrow. He's an English pointer, American-bred English pointer. And I want to talk about the argument I could never kill an animal. In fact, if you go to rockdove.com, you can look at a podcast titled that. If you go to the Buzzsprout, follow the link at rockdove.com, you will get the fuller argument, but I want to touch on it. Uh, People who say I could never kill an animal often eat food that had to be killed by somebody else, whether you're eating chicken nuggets or a chicken salad or you're eating a hot dog or a hamburger. Somebody had to kill that animal. And people who say I can never kill an animal, often uh, animals are part of their diet, whether they think about it or not. You know, Perhaps you're a vegetarian. Do you know that vegetarians kill animals? I was involved in the agricultural business for a lot of my life. I grew up on a dairy farm, was farming with my parents, and then I also worked for a canning company that canned vegetable crops, sweet corn and peas, and I ended up being a field man and oversaw spraying and harvesting operations in Wisconsin, that area. And you know what? The harvesting of crops results in the killing of animals. The planting of crops, nesting areas, often fence lines are taken out to make for more crop land, and that ultimately results in the death of animals. Herbicides and pesticides, and as I said, the harvesting. So most people eat what others kill. Vegetarians kill animals. Uh, People who advocate for the excessive protection of animals like wolves ultimately have an adverse effect upon elk and deer populations. In fact, one place in Idaho, the elk herd was literally decimated in a short period of time because of the wolf pack. It takes a lot of meat to feed a 150-pound wolf. Well, birds of prey, they kill animals. If you drive along, for example, through Kansas, I'm always amazed at how you'll see red-tailed hawks and other birds of prey. Just you go a little distance, there's one. You go a little distance, there's another one up on a pole or up in a tree. Well, they have to eat something, so they are. We protect these birds of prey, but ultimately it costs the death of other creatures when trapping or hunting is curtailed. What happens? Well, you have things like raccoons and mink that affect egg hatches, even if it's an endangered species. Pet owners kill animals. Feeding this boy ultimately results in the death of animals, whether you use grain products, whether you use meat byproducts, whether you get your food from a bag or a can or a cardboard box. Ultimately, pet owners kill animals. Not only do most people eat what others kill, vegetarians kill animals, advocates for the excessive protection of certain types of animals kill other animals, but pet owners kill animals, cat owners. Do you know that in the United States alone, it's estimated that because of the common house cat roaming around, that 1 to 4 million birds are killed every single day. And sometimes it's a mother bird, so that little nest. When those cats are out prowling, they don't need. Often it's just built within them, and they may be well fed at home, but they're hunters. People who drive cars and fly in planes and get their energy from wind turbines or houses with big windows. When those birds smack into them, or big office buildings. Those who work in office buildings kill animals. Those who have their vegetables and fruits shipped by plane, those planes will suck birds right through those engines, and they kill animals. Tens of thousands of birds have been killed in a single collision with communication towers. Windmills kill animals. And the fact is that we live in a world in which, for us to survive, ultimately it results in the death. Now, we should never enjoy that, but some of us are alive because of the creatures that were either tested or help us physically, whether it's cancer or whether it's a pig valve or whatever it may be. animals have played an important part, but we play a part in their demise whether we like it or not. So, according to the Bible, we have been given the privilege and responsibility of using animals, of ruling them, not abusing them, but ruling them. And ever since Genesis 10, the permission to eat animals was enacted. And of course, Jesus ate the Passover meal. He ate a piece of broiled fish after he was raised from the dead. We're not to abuse animals or misuse them or waste them, but we recognize that they are a gift from God. So if you want to know more, you can go to the Rockdale Publications website. Looks like Sideswipe, my host here, is getting a little anxious. And you can go to rockdove.com, and there's actually a fuller version on the podcast. If you'll go to Buzzsprout, follow it down, and you can listen for free. We also have our books available there, Hunting Arguments, Biblical Responses to a Loaded Issue is where much of this material comes from. Thanks for joining us. I hope